everyone, my name is Lee, and today my wife Lexi and I will be walking you through how to make some meals for someone during their recovery. Maybe they just had a procedure done, or maybe they just lost a family member, a loved one, what have you. But today we'll be cooking for our dear friend Kathy, who just had her hip replaced. And so you'll notice that what I'm wearing right now does not match the outfit that I'm sporting in the clips later on, but that's because I'm filming this after the fact, to be honest. But we will be making rainbow quinoa stir fry, we'll be making chicken meatballs, we'll be making a spiced sweet potato mash, and then a turmeric red lentil soup that we did in the Thermomix. And so I'm really excited to show you all some of these super easy recipes that you can make up for a loved one. And it's going to be super nutritious, it's going to keep them nourished, and just hopefully help their recovery. But yeah, we made all of these meals to hold her over for the next few days. We did a drop off on Thursday. It just feels good to use my passion for cooking to help a really good friend in her recovery following a surgery. But follow along and hopefully my instructions make sense. If not, I'll share the recipe that I referenced, but I hope you enjoy.
All right. So I decided to do the quinoa first because I wanted to give it time to cool. And so this quinoa was already pre-washed, and I threw in 1 cup of rainbow quinoa and regular quinoa and 2 cups of chicken broth. I covered and let it simmer for about 15 minutes, and then I fluffed it up with a spoon, but super straightforward. And after the quinoa was prepared, I decided to saute the rainbow veggies. And so you have broccoli, you have zucchini, you have 1 yellow bell pepper, 1 chopped up orange bell pepper, and then you just stir until they're evenly coated with oil. After they're coated, I left them there for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I threw in the quinoa and I mixed all of that up. Now, once I felt like it was well mixed, I added 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. For people recovering from a procedure, I try not to make things as spicy as I typically would because I don't want to upset any bowels, and I feel like doctors typically recommend a bland diet following a procedure anyway, so there you go. And just like that, we're done with the first part of the meal prep for Kathy. Now, moving on to the chicken meatballs, or chicken patties, as you'll see. They weren't originally planned, but I thought it would be a really great addition to any one of the components. And so you could have had the chicken patties with the rainbow quinoa. Kathy could have had it with the mashed potatoes. She could have had it with the soup. And so we wanted to keep all of the components flexible enough that if she wanted to change up what her meal looked like for that day, then she could. But I started off with a pound of ground chicken, and then I added half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1 egg, a 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan, but I think this time I used Gruyere because I didn't have Parmesan, which I typically would, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of mushroom powder, which I got from Trader Joe's, 1 teaspoon of paprika, salt to taste, half a cup of chopped celery, a sprinkle of chopped parsley that I had already prepped, and then you just go ahead and mix and form them into balls or patties. And so after you're done forming all of them, I would place them in the fridge for about 10 minutes just so they can solidify and they won't fall apart in the pan when you're cooking them. But once you get your skillet nice and hot, go ahead and place the patties on there, and I covered and cooked it for 5 minutes. And if I'm being honest, I did wing this recipe a little bit. I definitely referenced something, but at the end of the day, I was like, I'm just going to do what I want. And so after I covered and cooked it for 5 minutes, I flipped them and I cooked them for another 3 minutes. But before I covered it the second time, I added water to help deglaze the pan a little bit. But after those 8 to 10 minutes, you're done and you can set them aside and allow them to cool. For the sweet potato mash, it was really simple. It was just 2 sweet potatoes chopped and placed into a pot, which I covered with water. You'll see that I severely underestimated how much space I needed, and so I transferred what I had put into this tiny little pot into a bigger one. But I brought all of that up to a boil, and then I simmered it for about 15 minutes while Lexi was working on the turmeric and red lentil soup, and I filmed that. But after simmering for 15 minutes, I went ahead and drained the sweet potatoes and used this nifty tool to start mashing them. This is a tool that my mother-in-law gifted me, and it's just been very convenient. I am one who typically likes to have tools that are multi-purpose or multi-use, and this is a very specific use, but I love using it to break up ground beef. I love using it to mash potatoes, and so I would consider that pretty multi-purpose. But after you mash your potatoes, you add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric.
I'm just like that. Easy on the spices.
Dude, it's turmeric. It's got healing properties and shit. 1 teaspoon of mushroom powder, and you go ahead and mash it again, and you're done. I would taste it a couple times to see if it is good, and after that, you just move it into a jar or your to-go container, and you're ready to go. Okay, for this next part, the turmeric red lentil soup, we're just going to go ahead and use that audio, all of the audio from the video footage, and I won't be doing a voiceover, but I hope you enjoy. What are you doing, Chef?
Making cabbage soup.
Cool. What'd you just do?
Added a tablespoon of olive oil.
Ooh, let me get on this side. Cool. You're using that paperweight, aren't you?
I am, so you don't get rid of it. It's very cool.
What's happening now?
It's sauteing the onions and garlic.
Cool. Onions and garlic.
But
What's that?
carrot. And then I need to add my spices.
Spices.
I need cumin, coriander, cumin for its healing properties.
Nice. Now what?
Now we put this back on. And we're gonna just chop the carrots.
Nice. So what happened, Bossa Nova?
It chopped the carrots and mix the spices. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And now use this right here.
So for everyone who might not be following what this weird machine is, it's called a Thermomix, and we hardly use it, but the idea... No! Like, we hardly use it as of right now. Don't make that sound. Don't tisk at me. But the idea is that you can cook everything that you need to in one machine. And so Lexi has chopped onions, carrots, mixed in turmeric, all that stuff. She is going to make the whole soup here. But
And blend it.
Yeah. And that is supposed to reduce, you know, using multiple pots and pans and appliances
It
and all
also
that.
helps people who are struggling. I don't want to be on this video.
Okay.
It also helps people who might struggle following a recipe and keeping track of all the steps and where they're at, because it forces you to go step by step.
So, Lexi, are you saying that that's not exactly an environment that you would thrive in?
No. Not at all.
Okay, we'll stick to this for now.
And it doesn't let you move on to the next step until it's done.
Okay.
Though I've uploaded my own recipe for the first time, so it's not...
Cool. She's
never
a
tried
recipe
that.
author.
There's a lot of great recipes on it already, but I've never tried uploading my own, so I'm playing with it.
Coconut milk was just added without us being informed ahead of time.
Here's vegetable broth.
Hey, be very careful, okay?
How do you even pour something like this?
From the bottom.
How about you do it?
Okay.
Ingle? Alright, what's next?
Alright, we are now adding 4 cups of vegetable, but really chicken broth to our... Whoa!
Man, how do you go at it with such intensity, with so much
I'm
bravery?
a very intense person.
You're not
and
scared?
It's very hot. I've got cooking hands or whatever.
So you just have confidence.
Look at me gripping this thing, this hot container.
What would you say for people who don't have confidence with a container that full, like me?
Well, I think maybe if it's that heavy, something that you could have done as well is like maybe like having a grip around this, and then, or even not even your whole hand, but like this, and then supporting it on the bottom like this, and then you could rest it on the Thermomix thingy, and then go like this.
I see.
And then that way you're not doing, you know, most of the heavy lifting.
Got it. That's a great tip. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
They're rinsed?
Yeah, they are washed and rinsed.
Wow, this is a lot of servings, Lee.
You know, it's really not supposed to be. I just did a cup. You told me a cup.
Should we add more?
I think we're fine.
Oh, well, the lentils are supposed to soak it up.
Yeah.
And it counts for you and everything. It doesn't let you burn it.
25 minutes. Nice. And then you can just walk away.
Yeah, and it's on the reverse blade, so it's not chopping anything. It's just spinning it. And it's on the slowest thing, so it's just letting the lentils cook.
We're now done with the soup. Yum. Turmeric and lentil soup. Green goddess soup, am I right?
Literally.
All right, so we are done meal prepping the first 3 to 4 of Kathy's recovery meals, and what we're doing is dropping them off tonight. Hopefully this will be good until Wednesday night when I get back from Pittsburgh, and then Thursday we can prep and do another drop off. But what we have here is a golden turmeric and lentil soup, and Lexi did this one on the Thermomix, as you all saw. We have, oh my gosh, Runa. Okay, sorry about that. My dog was barking at someone. But we have that turmeric soup. We have this rainbow quinoa stir fry with a bunch of bell peppers, zucchini, broccoli, and rainbow quinoa. We have those chicken meatballs that you all saw, made with ground chicken. Oh my gosh, chopped celery, the panko breadcrumbs, etc., etc. And then, of course, we have a sweet potato mashed. And so we're hoping all of these will keep her nourished as she heals. And yeah, we'll be doing another drop off on Thursday after tonight. Okay, I did not film this part at all. I didn't film any cooking today, but this is arguably a much better view of what we are dropping off for Kathy compared to a few days ago. So we have broccoli and cauliflower soup here. We have zucchini with a sauce, a tahini sauce that's in the fridge right now that I don't have here. We have a lemon, butter, and parsley fish, roasted green beans with lemon zest, roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic vinegar, and then roasted cherry tomatoes with balsamic vinegar as well. And for the tomatoes as well as the fish, I drizzled on some of that homemade basil syrup, or not syrup, olive oil that I made the other day. But yeah, this is what we are dropping off to Kathy now.
So those were all the meals that we had a ton of fun making for Kathy, and we hope they kept her nourished for those first few days following her hip replacement. If you make any of these, please drop a comment and let a girl know what you thought of it. But as promised, we will include the recipes that we referenced, but probably didn't quite follow to a T in the description. But we hope that you enjoyed and had fun watching, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye.